All right, everybody, welcome to the What's Next podcast, where we sit down with real estate agents, entrepreneurs, and business professionals to talk about tech, strategy, and, well, everything interesting, really. I'm your host, Max Bergstrom. This is What's Next. Let's go. We sit down with real estate agents and talk about how the industry is changing, thriving with technology. We look at strategy. We love it. Welcome to What's Next podcast. All right. Happy Thursday, everybody, and welcome to another episode of What's Next. It's my pleasure to be here with Mr. Tim Diamond of the Diamond Group. He's a top-rated San Diego real estate agent and San Diego native whose guiding principle is to treat his clients like family. Tim, welcome to the show. Pleasure to have you. How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Yeah, well, you look relaxed. You look chill.
Absolutely.
Well, that's how we do it in San Diego,
That's right.
right?
That's the San Diego way, man. We just got to relax and keep it mellow and just be kind to one another.
Good. How was the drive? You're in San Diego. I mean, you're multiple. You got a couple of different places.
Man, yeah. So I live in Encinitas, but the office is in Del Mar.
Okay.
Today, I've been from Encinitas to Santee to Claremont to Del Mar, Mission Bay, Rosecrans, and now I'm in Mission Valley, and we're halfway through the day.
Dude, well, I hope you got a company car or something like that, huh?
Yeah, my car's taking a beating, but it's all good. It's part of the job.
Yeah. How many miles would you say you put on a year?
Oh man, geez. I don't even know, man. I don't even want to think about that, to be honest with you. I'm doing a lot though, man. I'm all over the county and try to stay around the office and the home base as much as possible, but I go where the business is. So,
sure. Yeah. No, I mean, you got to do that.
Absolutely, man.
And that's like a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Like, I got a buddy that I'd call him and complain about something. He'd be like, dude, that's a high class problem. Dude, I got too many clients. Right. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
totally. I mean, I've been in San Diego 40 years, so I got a big sphere of influence all over the county. So,
plus the coolest last name.
It doesn't hurt. It doesn't make me any money, but I'd sell in a heartbeat if somebody wanted it.
Right.
Yeah. Growing up all the time, I got any relation to Neil. But yeah, that was the one I don't.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that's
but
okay.
Yeah, but it doesn't make me any money. I got to go make the money myself. The name doesn't do it.
Yeah. I don't even know if Neil Diamond's real last name is Diamond.
I have no idea.
You hear about some of these guys that do that, right? Like my favorite one by far is John Wayne.
What's his real name?
Marion Morrison.
Is it really? Oh, yeah, that doesn't sound so bad.
Right? If my name was Marion, I'd probably call my, John Wayne. I mean, you don't really think about a tough guy cowboy with the name Marion, right?
That is too funny, man. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if that was his last name or not.
Or the drummer from Green Day.
What's his?
Trey Cool, but his real name is like Frank Thomas something the third. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's something that sounds really like, presidential.
Right.
But,
funny.
Yeah, it's all good.
Funny, man. Yeah.
Great. Okay, so San Diego native.
Yes, sir.
You work. Yeah.
I mean, I was born in London, England, but I moved to San Diego when I was 3.
Okay.
So my dad was an engineer for Jaguar, but I moved to San Diego 3. So you might as well call me a native.
Yep. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I have a lot of family in Europe, all over Europe, but
okay.
I mean,
do you go visit often?
I do. I went back. Last time was 2 years ago, so I try to go back. But in the States, I have my mom, brother, and sister. But yeah. But I mean, San Diego, 40 years. You might as well. Yeah. I'm a native.
Yeah, for sure. So does real estate work the same in Europe? Do you know any of that stuff?
Man, I do not know, to be honest with you. I mean, it works different in every state here. I mean, if you're in New York, you get attorneys involved, or different states have, different laws and whatnot. So that's a reason we have to be licensed in each state. But, when I worked for Sotheby's, the beauty about being with Sotheby's is I actually got to go tour all these different Sotheby's offices around the world. Like I've been to Sotheby's in Dubrovnik, Monte Carlo, Prague, London,
cool.
Like all these different places, Croatia. So all these different places I've visited real estate offices, but never taken. I'm on vacation, so I'm not trying to really.
Yeah, you're not going to dive in. Like, what do the paperwork look like?
I'm like, where's the next meal and the next beer?
Yeah, no, for sure. I get that. You're married.
I am married. Yep.
And you work with your wife.
Well, yeah. We've been together 11 years. My wife got her license 6 years ago. We started working as a team together. But then she ended up getting recruited by San Diego County Credit Union as a good role there. So she still has her license.
Okay.
She'll still help with the team. They're aware that she helps with the team every once in a while.
Yeah.
But she's more in the background these days, and she's got a full-time job that she really likes and enjoys. So
Sure.
But she's got her license, and she's a diamond, so she's part of the diamond group.
Hey, yeah, yes. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah,
the last name is there. Well, so what was that? I mean, did you work closely with her for a while though, like partner?
We did. So for initially, I worked at a little boutique brokerage in La Jolla, and in order to be a team, you have to have 2 licensed agents. That's part of the rules, right? So the intention was for my wife to get her license, and she has an MBA, and she was a director of marketing for an IT company.
Yeah,
so she's got that background, right? And and doesn't hurt that she's great looking, right? And people would rather look at her than me. So
you're a smart man, Tim Diamond.
I am, man. I'm married up for sure. Yeah. So we did it together for a while, but then she was recruited, and when you have kids and things, benefits are a big deal.
Yes.
And she works with 72 nonprofits in San Diego. And so there's a lot of great, alignment with, my team and her and what she does for a living. So it worked well. We still do work together. Like on the weekends when she's off, she does a lot of the brainstorming with me, figuring out what the best moves are for marketing and so forth.
And the dynamic was cool. Like you didn't run into any problems.
No, man. I mean, everything was good for it's like any relationship, right? There's always going to be times where you're don't get along or whatever, but for the most part, man, sure. we're good that way.
That was good.
Yeah, it was always good. We've never had any issues like that. No.
Yeah. Well, so tell me a little bit about the negotiating. I mean, that's something that I read a few things, and it's you're a negotiator, and you believe you do that well. Right. Which there's no looking at your success. I'm sure you do, but so I'm curious. Does that come into play? How much of the transaction is negotiating back and forth?
I mean, a lot of it. I mean, from the beginning, really. I mean, even when you're negotiating before you even get the listing agreement, right? Or even before you get a buyer to sign a broker-buyer agreement with you, you're negotiating commissions, you're negotiating all these different things. And then once you're in the transaction, my job is to represent the buyer or seller to the best of my ability. And so, we want to make sure that we're negotiating on their behalf to get them everything, so they feel like we did everything in our power to serve them well, right? Yeah. So, but we negotiate, all the way through. You're negotiating the purchase price, you're negotiating contingency timeframes, you're negotiating requests for repairs. There's a lot of negotiating that goes on. So pretty
much nonstop.
Yeah, nonstop. Yeah.
And do you enjoy it?
I do.
Have you, so when you grew up, when you were growing up, were you were you always a good negotiator? Did you know you wanted to be in sales in some regard? You definitely have a people personality.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I moved. So when I was 3, I lived in Santee. Then in 4th grade, my parents got divorced. I moved to Mira Mesa. And every single year we moved because the rent kept going up. Yeah. So, I would, I was always the new kid in school. So I kind of had to, fit in right away and had to get
skill that you built.
Exactly. So it really is. And so I learned that on. I used to sell blow pops in junior high.
All right.
So I
entrepreneurial from the very start.
That's it. I would go to Smart and Final, buy a box of blow pops. I'd sell those for a quarter piece at school. So I'd turn that 10 into 25. And then, I did other things. I used to sell electronic address books when I was in high school.
No way. To who?
Kids in my school. I would buy.
So what was the pitch? How do you pitch a kid on an electronic address?
I'm like, you're going to lose all those phone numbers you're writing down. Why don't you get this thing and you put them all in here?
Dude.
So I used to do that too. I used to buy those things in bulk and then sell them.
Man, that's awesome.
So, but I think that's kind of where me moving around so much developed, obviously learning how to adapt, be a chameleon, also being to negotiate friendships, relationships, maybe even negotiate with somebody who's trying to bully you or something along those lines.
Right? In any aspect in life, you're always doing it. Yeah. Doesn't matter what you're doing.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, shoot, I negotiate with my wife all the time.
Yeah, right. Oh, I get it.
What do you mean? No, I want to go to this restaurant. Well, here's the deal. This restaurant has this, this, and this. So we're always negotiating one way or another, right?
Totally.
Yeah. So, and that developed my passion, I think, for real estate naturally. It's just moving as much as I did as a kid and how tough it was to be the new kid and to navigate through that all the time. So I think that kind of gives me joy to find help families through that, or people move from a different area, educate them and help the kids realize that it's going to be okay,
Totally.
That stuff.
Totally. Okay. So yeah. So like some of the experiences that you had growing up kind of pointed you in this direction. But besides real estate and sales, I mean, you play some guitar. Yeah. What else, is there any were you going to go a different route at any point in your life?
I mean, I definitely, going back, I mean, I can just give you the long story. I used to do collections for HSBC, and I was doing inbound collections, and there was a guy that I worked with, and he left one day for work, and he went to go do mortgages, and he would come in. His girlfriend still sat next to me at the HSBC, and he'd come back and get her from work and be like, "You should come work with me, man. Come work with me. I'm making $10,000 a month." I was like, "This guy making $10,000 a month? Yeah, right." And then I see him pull up in the Mercedes one day to pick her up. I go, "Wait, where are you working?"
Right.
So then I went to do loans.
Yeah, I know. I had that on here that I know that you have experience in mortgage and loans and finance and all that
Exactly.
stuff.
So that's kind of, I started doing loans and but I've been in this kind of fields for a while. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And did you always want to be the leader of a team, have your own team?
I mean, I always wanted to be I did corporate America a little bit, and and just even high school and these things. I'm just don't do well under somebody, I guess.
You know what I
mean? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I've always been kind of I need to do it my way kind of thing. So that's just kind of the way I've done it. And I don't know if I necessarily felt like I needed a team. I just needed to do me and take care of my family and treat people the way I felt like they deserve to be treated and how I'd like to be treated.
Yes.
Because I think unfortunately a lot of times people are not dealt with the way they should be, or they're just mishandled, right?
Totally.
And the customer service, people they drop the ball. And so I just wanted to do it the right way is what I thought. And then naturally, I think people kind of saw what I was doing and they saw me, start from here and then get to here, and people would reach out to me and they wanted to be a part of the team. So that kind of how it kind of grew naturally.
And you treat people the way they ought to be treated and they gravitate towards you.
Right. Exactly.
I worked in corporate America for 6 years and I was a retail manager. And, I got, I started as an assistant, and then I got up to the point where I was, managing a couple of stores, and this was 90-hour weeks, and the bosses would come through there and just rip you to shreds.
Right.
Treat you like dirt.
Right.
And so, I mean, it got to the point, for me, by the time I quit, the guy's like, "Oh, well, can you hang out there in the store and do an inventory count?" I was like, "No, fuck you. You come here." And he sent my reply. I told him I'm putting my 2 weeks in. Yeah. He sent my replacement the same day.
Oh, no.
This guy shows up and I'm like, "Can I help you?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm the new store manager." So I called the district manager, and this guy was a dick. His name was Will Gill.
Will Gill.
He's from Tennessee or something nothing against people from Tennessee. But,
yeah, right.
But he treated me terribly.
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm I probably made that company, I made that company a lot of money.
Right. And then to treat you the way they did.
Yeah. And so, just basically a number.
Yeah.
Right. And that was the last time, I had a couple of little part-time corporate stints, but that was it.
Yeah, that was me too, man. It's just, I felt like I didn't want to be treated like a number, when you're only as good as what their numbers are doing, and you're disposable, and I didn't want to be disposable. I wanted to be in control of, my future. So that was kind of just where I went on my own and, had a mortgage company. I was working for a lender, and then, we kind of started our own thing with two business partners, and then had our own mortgage company. Then that's when the market collapsed in 2008.
Right.
So that's kind of when I went into corporate America. I was kind of burned down in real estate. And that's when I bounced around corporate America for my first time. And that's when I just realized I was like, this is not the way I'm going to live the rest of my life, and I'm like, and I'm not, I remember there was a company, I won't say any names, but they were doing a little powwow, and they gathered everybody out of their cubicle, and they gave away pencils. And they gave me a pencil for doing a good job. Yeah. And that's when I was like, all right, I need to make up my own, my destination, I need to write that book. So that's when, that was the thing that did it. I think the pencil is what changed it for me.
Yeah. Well, you guys, you're big on one of the Diamond Group's main values is treating your clients like family.
Right.
So tell me, what does that look like?
Yeah. I mean, family is loyalty. Family is honesty. it's being honest with one another, whether you like it or not. You know, family, that's why we love our family members, right? Sometimes they tell you what you don't want to hear.
Totally.
But it's because they love you and they care about you. So sometimes we have to be direct with people, whether they like it or not. So I'll do that. It's always being ethical. It's always being, you know, honest. I tell people all the time, I've been here 40 years. I'm not trying to ruin my reputation.
Totally.
Especially for like a transaction. It's not worth it to me, right?
Yeah.
My goal is, I don't look at it as a transactions. I look at it as we're going to work together for years to come, for years and years and years to come. As long as I'm around, I'm going to help your family members. I'll probably help your friends, your colleagues, whatever. So yeah, it's kind of that nature. You know, I'm very fortunate that I have friends that are brothers and have been for the last 25 plus years, right?
Yeah.
So, and the reason is because we treat each other like family, right? And sometimes, you know, you got to be honest, but yeah, that's kind of what it is.
I mean, that's like that's a solid relationship.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody's going to be like, hey, dude, I love you, or hey, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer or Seller, like, you know.
Look, like your house isn't selling, but here's the reason your house isn't selling.
Yeah.
You got to get rid of that pink, you know, whatever, Pink Panther in the living room, right? Yeah, so it's just those kind of things. A lot of people tiptoe around those things, but it doesn't do anybody. It's a disservice to tiptoe around things.
Yeah, so have you ever had to like explain to somebody, like, I know that this has emotional value for you?
Yeah.
But, you know, you have to look at it from the next person coming in is not yet emotionally attached. But if you want your house to sell, you know, we have to present it in a way that they're going to be like, wow, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely, you know, I've had friends, I've sold their parents' house and, you know, one of the parents had passed away and there's a lot of that memory in that house. Yeah. And those are difficult discussions to have, to say like, you know, can you put that away, or we might need to move that. I know it means a lot to you. And, you know, those are difficult conversations to have with people, but you know, you got to do it because at the end of the day, I want the best outcome for them possible. And the only way to get there is by being honest.
Yeah.
Right?
Honesty is, you know, it's always the best policy. Yeah. It's not always the easiest.
No, it's not. But and sometimes the truth hurts, right? Like, you know, I've been told that, but I'd rather somebody shoot it to me straight and then. Yeah.
Or on the flip side of that, if you know, like making a mistake, like, you know, especially like we were just talking about corporate America, there's this whole idea behind like throwing the next guy and, well, it wasn't my fault. Like this happened because I passed it on to so-and-so and they dropped the ball, you know. So I think like there's something to be said, like you're in business, have accountability, even on the other side. You know, if something goes wrong, hey, I understand. I did this. It's my mistake. It won't happen again. But, you know, just be honest, be upfront. People, they might not like it, but they're going to respect you for that.
And, you know, and people that, you know, people that do tell like fibs turn into lies, right? And then it's this like web that you can't get out of. Yeah. And you don't even know what you said to somebody. And next thing you know, and in our business, if you get taken to court, they can pull up all your text messages and, you know, they'll find out quick.
Plus your reputation.
Yeah, exactly. And people will find out really quick if you're bullshitting or not. Excuse my French, but you know.
Yeah, no, we encourage swearing on here, so no problem. For this next part, I'm going to flip my hat around because I want you to tell me about the Compass Premier Club at Petco Park.
Yeah, I like it. Let's throw in that SD right there, baby.
Boom, baby. There we go.
Yes.
Yeah, there it is.
So give it up for the Friars. They're killing it right now.
Yeah.
I'm loving it, man. I've been fortunate enough to be associated with the Padres for the last 3 years.
Yeah. Tell me about that.
So initially, the Petco had the Omni Club downtown because it's attached to the Omni Hotel. They decided they wanted a little bit of rebranding. They kind of wanted to work with a young company. Compass came out of the woodworks, right? Compass just exploded on the scene. And so the Padres did a huge renovation to that Omni Club, changed the name to Compass Premier Club. They reached out to 10 agents. So there's 10 of us agents out of, I think Compass is over 850 agents in San Diego now. There's over 14,000 agents in San Diego.
Compass is the business.
Yeah, so there's 10 of us that are associated with that Compass Premier Club. So we're all Premier Club agents. We go down there. You know, there's networking events with different corporate sponsors. You know, we'll go down there. We'll take videos. We have the Premier Club seatings are epic. I mean, we have Sinopolis style seats. We have 42-inch, I think they're 42, maybe 52-inch TV at our feet, and free food and drinks that we can take clients to. Oh, wow. Which is, it's really nice. Yeah. And then the nice thing that we can do, which only 10 agents in San Diego can do, is we can actually feature people's listings inside the club.
No way.
Yeah. So
you can bring clients there.
Yep.
To have an incredible experience, and then you can feature their listings to other
Yeah, so the Premier section is, I believe, 2,500 seats, right?
Okay.
They're higher end seats. So everybody in those 2,500 seats has access to the Compass Premier Club. Inside that Compass Premier Club, there's a beautiful big bar. There's a big screen with all these different TVs. They'll have live music on Friday and Saturdays. And then there's TVs within the club. And on those 4 of those clubs, it rotates through all the different listings of the agents that are associated with that club.
Yes.
So you're having 2,500 high-end ticket holders going into that club looking up, and they may see a property they didn't think so and go, oh, then they want to inquire about it, right? So it's just another way to get more visibility on a listing.
Yeah.
Because listings, the most important thing is getting eyeballs on it, right?
Yeah.
To get you the most ROI.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then it's nice.
You never know who's gonna, if it's not for them, maybe somebody they know, right? You know, yeah, totally.
And it's cool. So there's 10 agents. Each agent has 8 games that we're featured in. So 30 minutes before the game, there's a commercial that plays, 60-second commercial that features us all. And then the agent it's their game, on all the LEDs, they'll put our phone number, our name, our website. So you have that, and then every 10, there's all the TVs in the stadium, the L wraps with all the different sponsors.
Yeah.
So like every 10 minutes you'll see my face. Yeah. So it's a pretty,
you're a big deal, Tim Diamond. I had no idea.
It's a pretty sweet gig.
Now, since we have you on the podcast and we invited you here, you're gonna shoe in Tony and I, right?
Absolutely.
Now we're part of the. What do you think about that, Tony? You want to go to see some Padres games with the big screens and all that?
Heck yeah, man! I would love to see that. When are we going?
I'm just teasing.
Well, the good news is on June 18th we open up 100% capacity. So
awesome.
On June 18th I can bring 3 people to me to any game. So
man,
you guys let me know when.
I would not say no.
I don't think we're playing Minnesota this year.
Oh yeah, well they break my heart every year, man.
Well, hey, I'm a San Diego guy. Talk about heartbreak.
I know it. Well, and I don't hear a lot of people talk about football here anymore.
No, man, it's
really like
it's a bad word.
Don't even bring it up, because like that's my favorite sport is football.
Yeah, me too, man. I was a die hard Charger fan.
Yeah,
and it's sad, but it's been a blessing since they left, because I'm a realtor. I should be working on Sundays, right?
Yeah.
And my Sundays used to be destroyed if the Chargers lost.
Right.
Like, I'd be with all my boys, like 20 of us watching the game.
Yep.
Come down to 3 minutes left in the game. We're in front of the TV doing the 3-point stance, trying to get the win, and then they break our heart, and then the rest of the day's ruined.
Yeah, my dad was like that, because the Vikings is the same way.
Yeah.
But man, my dad, I remember, I would sit in the room, and after a while, sometimes I'd be like, I just got to get out. He'd be yelling at the screen, and he'd be like, I don't know how many games are in a football season.
17.
17.
Now.
He'd be like 17 days, Max. And I'd be like, what does that mean, Dad? He's like, they got to do their job 17 days out of the year. That's it, and they can't even do that. And I'd be like, it's gonna be okay, Dad. You know what I mean? But I get it. I totally get it.
So once they left, it was half my boys were LA fans and half of them were done. Now there's probably like a quarter that are still with the LA Chargers. The rest of them are like later, you know. And then there's some of us that if, not to get too political, but if the Spanos sold, we might jump on the bandwagon again. Who knows?
For sure, yeah. No, I get it.
But I'll sell your house, Mr. Spanos.
Yeah. No, hey, don't shoot yourself in the foot. Right? Don't burn a bridge,
I know. Maybe we take that piece out.
Yeah, that's part of that being honest. Look, I didn't agree with the Chargers moving, but I'm still the best agent around.
That's right.
Right on. Well, you're a high achieving guy. What does your daily look like? Do you have a routine built in?
Oh man. The daily.
I know you got a young kid. You got a daughter.
Yeah, the daily is getting up with her at, hopefully 5:30 a.m. and not 4:45 a.m. But you never know, right?
Sure.
So get up with her. I'll try to go to the gym. COVID killed a lot of us. A lot of people talk about the COVID-10. I put on the COVID-20.
I'm right there with you, man. So I understand.
The last couple of weeks, fortunately, gyms have been back. I'm up at 7 a.m., go to the gym, come home, drop off my daughter at daycare, head to the office. In our world, things change at the drop of a hat, right?
Yeah.
So, I could, the night before, it looks like I have a whole plan, but then that morning comes and all of a sudden, especially in this market, right, where things are moving so quick and so fast. That morning I could think I have no showings, and by 11 a.m. I got 4 showings I got to be at by 3.
Okay.
You know, because it's not as bad now, but in February, man, I was telling people like getting into a property was like getting a PlayStation 5 or like a ticket to the Stones, right? Because it was like you had to log on right away. And if you didn't, you were on that waiting list.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it's slowed a bit since then. So hopefully we continue to see that trend a little bit.
Yeah. So you might plan something out.
Yeah.
But then depending on, I mean, you're kind of at the mercy of how the day goes.
That's it, man.
What's your emotional intelligence like? I mean, it's got to be pretty high.
Yeah.
Because like, you throw a wrench in something,
It depends who you ask, right? I mean, I like to think it's pretty high, but I like to have a plan. Like obviously you want to wake up in the morning, you want to get to the office, you want to get your like 2 hours in prospecting in, you want to go through like prioritize your clients, like who are the ones ready to go today, who are the ones ready to go next week, and kind of to go through that checklist, right? Mm-hmm. And there's a thing called the 5-5-4 where it's reach out to 5 past clients, 5 new clients, and and then 5 sphere of influences or something along those lines. Yeah. So try to hit things like
that. So those are like not the non-negotiables,
right?
I got to fit this in
exactly. Yep. So try to do those things, and then obviously you get to midweek and you want to start prepping your listings for the showings and things of that nature. But in this world, the real estate book is out the window. I mean, really, like.
Yeah.
Once February hit, man, the market just went bananas.
Right.
And I think anything that you used to do was kind of just like, all right, survival of the fittest now. We just gotta go. So we're all adapting and learning. So in this environment.
Did the COVID was I know that a lot of things changed. But I also know, and I want you to speak on this a little bit, that Compass is like top-notch marketing. They got, people that used to work at Microsoft, where, I mean, like Compass is like the business right now. They're doing a lot of stuff for their agents, and they're really forward-thinking, innovative. So, the technology aspect and the marketing aspect, how are you guys using that? I know you're into video. I've seen all your videos. They're excellent.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, but what does that look like?
Well, so, I mean, shoot, I think like when COVID happened last, March, right? Mm-hmm. I had a couple at the time. I had a condo in Mission Hills and I had a condo in La Jolla. Mm-hmm. And at the time, we all thought we'd die if we touched anything, right?
Yeah, well, we didn't know at first,
we
right?
Didn't, but that's what the media was making us feel like, right?
Like, is my skin going to turn inside out? Like, you just didn't know.
Yeah, you're like, if I touch a gas nozzle, I might die. I can't pump my gas, right? So there's all these different crazy things that were happening. And so the technology with Compass made it great because we started doing all these, we're doing Matterports and we're doing virtual tours, we're doing virtual open houses. So it was weird, right? Like we're trying to figure this thing out. And the condos were tough then because they're really sitting, and it felt like the stuff like out in the woodworks are like out in like Valley Center or like those places out there, the ones that would typically take 90 days to sell.
Right.
We're selling quick because people wanted the land.
Yep.
But the technology with like Compass that really helped was like, they can adapt on the fly, right? Like we have our head of AI used to be the head of Microsoft's AI.
That's what it was.
And then we have one of Jeff Bezos' right-hand man for the last 23 years who created Amazon Alexa and Amazon Music.
Right.
So the beauty is we were constantly able to figure out ways to adapt with the COVID and through things like live stream open houses and things along those lines, and we're constantly changing and adapting. It's almost like every day there's a new tool. There's our CEO, Robert Refkin, actually 2 days ago just put out there's 3 new tools. And then he came out with an article in Apple News today about the future of real estate and talking about how, eventually where it's going to be a very digital, right? There's going to be paperless and digital, and people will be purchasing homes probably online. So
for sure.
It's a fast moving time. So
totally. Well, the interesting thing about that, and I want to get your input on this too, but like the role of the real estate agent, might change, but like the technology agents should, I don't know, I think they should leverage it to build relationships. Yes. It's not going to go away. No. You know what I mean? Right. Because people want to deal with people. Yep. So there might be people buying houses online, but it's still important for somebody to be like, hey, I got you.
And that's exactly what he says, right? It's like is
that what he says?
Yeah, in that article, he says the agents won't go away. We're just going to be different than we've been, right? Yeah. Like that traditional brokerage model is like kind of it's already gone. You're seeing all these other brokerages adapt with this technology. And even though a lot of stuff will be digital, there's still that human element that everybody needs. Yeah. Especially like something like this, right? You still need to go see a house in person.
Yeah, there's a lot of emotion tied up in this.
I could show you 10 Matterports, but until you get there and walk the property, a Matterport's not going to do it for you. Sure. You know, it may do enough for it to be like, yeah, throw that on a tour list, or yeah, that's one I want to see. Yeah. Or, you know, or they're not allowing any showings, but okay, well, I'll submit an offer and, you know, we'll see how it goes once they accept the offer and I can walk it. But until you walk a property, I mean, you know, photographers can do beautiful things. Oh, yeah. Wide angle lenses.
Yeah, Tony's going to Photoshop this whole episode.
Sweet, do something with this.
Take a few pounds off of here. Yeah, let's narrow out my nose a little bit.
I'm down with that, Tony. Hook me up.
Yeah, no, but I mean, and I totally agree with you there, you know, and especially, I mean, you're like the people, like you talk about customer service. Yeah. People think about real estate and sales. You don't hear people talk about customer service a lot. Yeah. But I mean, I think everybody, no matter what you do, you're in the customer service industry. Yeah, I mean, maybe not construction workers, but, but who knows, you know, I mean, to some aspect, I mean, everybody is how you treat other people. Yep. And so like, let me ask you, do you think the role of the agent is going to change as time moves on? Are the elite going to be the only ones left? Or, you know, because I have a real estate license. A lot of people, I mean, you can get them, but like, who do you think is really going to thrive in the next 20, 30, 40 years?
Well, I think it's definitely going to be the ones who can adapt, right? But I think we're all going to have like, who knows what it looks like in 20, 30 years. I mean, geez, that's so far thinking because of like everything changes in 5 years, you know? But I mean, I don't foresee things changing like where it's just streamlined. I can't imagine that. Like you've seen, you know, even with car dealerships, like Carvana's come in and these different things. Yep. These car dealerships are still there. People still want to go talk to somebody. For sure. You want to test drive a vehicle. You want to sit in it. For me personally,
I wouldn't do that.
No, I want to listen to the sound system. Yeah. Like when I'm in the car, like that's my outlet, right? I want to turn on some music. I want to blast it. Right. And I want to, if that system's not good.
Well, and not only that, but I like to have somebody that's like, no, Max, I'm going to hit. If something goes wrong, I got you.
And I think so. I think there will be a lot of real estate agents left. I mean, you even look at the brokerages that are different, that are kind of more of, you know, even the Redfins, they still have a ton of agents, right? Yep. They have their showing agent, they have this agent, they have that agent. I mean, that feels like they have like 4 agents per every transaction.
Yeah, there's even more.
Right. So it seems like they have more. So, I mean, I don't anticipate the people going anywhere. I mean, I can't see that, but who knows, right? The world's changing fast. But I don't think we're going anywhere.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, but you know, nonetheless, Compass definitely pushing out new tech, forward thinking. Yes. So that's super, super cool.
Yeah. Great tools. I mean, the AI that's built into there is incredible. The CMAs that we can, like the stuff, they do such a great job for the agents. And I'm not here to recruit agents, but I mean, they really do take hats off of like all these different hats that we wear as real estate agents. They take a lot of those off and they make it easy to go get these tools done in an efficient way so you can do what's really get to the client and service the client the best way possible. So, you know, and I run my business like to get kind of rewind here a little bit. You're talking about customer service. Yes. You know, my mom was a concierge in San Diego my entire life. So I've always looked at my business as like kind of like a concierge, like, and you know, with the way things are moving with people like working from home, people are coming and going nonstop. So I think more than ever, you need the agents who can kind of educate people on the areas, the restaurants, the schools, the beaches, the surf spots. Totally. So I think now more than ever, it's like, great, you can find all this online, but try to go down a rabbit hole and find out if a neighborhood is good or not. Right. You know,
it's the same thing with marketing. Right. Yeah, you can market all your own stuff, but do you have the time? Do you want to learn all the skills?
Exactly.
You know? So you're going to need people.
Yep, absolutely.
Good stuff. Well, so you are a San Diego native, even though you were born in England. Right. I'm not, but we're going to play a little game here. I'm calling this one Just the Random Facts, Jack. All right. But it's all about San Diego. So Tony is going to be our gracious host, and he is going to be asking us a series of true or false questions. We each get a guess. And, you know, I'm not too competitive by nature. So, you know, we don't need to make this a competition. You're not going to shock. Like, there's no shockers on the seats or anything for who gets wrong, is there?
I cannot use them today.
Okay, Tony, turn the shockers on. All right, good. We're good. All right, Tony, we'll let her rip.
All right, so it's true or false, right? So San Diego has over 7,000 small farms, more than any other U.S. city. True or false?
Are you going first on this one?
I'll let you go first.
All right. 7,000. I want to say initially there's no way that's true, but I know we have a lot of little avocado things. We got all these little different pockets everywhere.
More than it says more than any other city?
Yes. More than any other city. Are other cities just bigger and we have a lot
Minnesota,
of micro?
Dude, there's farms all over the place.
I'm going to have to say false.
All right, I'll say false too.
It's true, guys.
Really?
Yep.
See? Damn, that's wild.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Farms.
Well, we can go make money at the bars now. We can bet anybody.
Yeah, right. I like that. Yeah. I don't know. We might get roughed up. Or something No, I'm just kidding. You know what? I think. All right. Well, fair enough. 7,000 farms, more than any other U.S. city.
Wow.
Love it. All right. Well.
All right.
What's
so
next?
The next one is taquitos. You know that. You guys know those, right?
Yep.
Right. So taquitos, better known as rolled tacos, were invented in El Indio Mexican restaurant near Mission Hills. True or false? Taquitos.
God, that place has been there a long time. But
yeah, I'll say true.
Man, because I'm competitive, I just want to win this one. I'm gonna say false.
All right.
It is true.
Oh,
it is true. Taquitos. So they were invented here.
Wow.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
That's great. So that place I was just talking about, Mission Hills, is located right next to that.
Is
place.
it really?
Oh yeah, it's money.
I'm gonna have to go there.
It's so good. That whole little they call it Restaurant Row, International Restaurant Row.
Okay, International Restaurant was in Mission Hills.
It's great.
So when I moved here, like in the Midwest, we have Mexican restaurants, and like there's one or two that are decent.
Yeah.
When I moved here, like I remember I was in this place in Oceanside called El Bronco, and I was eating like a fish burrito or something like that, and I was like I looked like I was having like an out of body experience.
Yeah, and
like the waitress was like, are you okay, sir? And I'm like, what is this? And she's like, it's a fish burrito. It was like the jalapeno sauce and everything, but I had like no idea.
That's too funny.
Oh, it's insane.
Oh man, you can't touch our Mexican food.
No, it's literally
my brother-in-law. Sorry, not to go off topic. My brother-in-law is from Jersey, and he was out here and he'd go in the Marine. He was in the Navy, so he'd go away for 6 months. As soon as he touched foot back here, he needed 2 California burritos, and he would munch those real fast. Yeah, you can't touch our Mexican food.
Yeah, no, it's really, really good. I have it like by my body type. I have it like 3 times a week. So right on. Okay, what do you got next for us, Tony?
All right, so this one, it says, every May 29th, the residents of San Diego celebrate Tony Hawk Day. The legendary skater was born in Carlsbad. True or false?
Born is the question, right? So Tony's obviously a San Diego guy. I know that. Born, I could see him being born in like Minnesota, but like me, right?
Yeah.
But he's been here for 55
for a long
years.
time.
I'm gonna say true because I've been wrong.
All right, I'm gonna say true too. Just that would make sense to me.
It is true.
All right,
it is true.
There we
go.
go.
All right, good.
Yeah, Tony Hawk's the best. All right, so hypnosis, right, is practiced in some public schools. Dun, dun, dun. Is that true or false?
Hypnosis?
Yes, hypnosis.
So you're saying hypnosis is practiced in some
San
public
Diego schools.
Yeah, is that true or false?
Man, I've gone to a lot of schools in San Diego. I think I counted one day, and I went to 10 schools growing up, and I never was hypnotized. So I'm saying false.
All right, all right. You know what? I'll say true.
It is false.
It is false.
All right.
All right.
I'm a psychology major, so I'm like, I'm just pretty progressive out here. Yeah, maybe they're doing that now. You know?
I know they did. I know they did it at Miramar College when I was there for a semester.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, when I was in, not to go off topic, but when I was in school, I when you're in those classes, they would be like, who wants to get hypnotized?
Oh, yeah.
Try it out. So I was like, I'll try some hypnosis. I was trying EMDR. I was trying.
Did you get hypnotized?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like, they don't like hypnotize you and you go empty your bank account. That's, pretty
Did you get birth?
Stuff. But no,
Okay.
Nothing like that. But no, I mean, light trance.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean,
there's really good benefits to it. I'm sure.
There is.
Yeah.
There is.
And especially out here with all the
stuff.
military and PTSD, I'm sure it's a ton of benefits with it.
Yeah. Hypnosis, I'm big into meditation.
Oh yeah, I love meditation. Yeah.
Okay.
Transcendental. Like Howard Stern got me into that, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah. He's been doing it since he was like 18. People don't know that. Now, I got into it because of him. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, tangent.
No, it's all good. That's the last thing I would think Howard Stern.
I know, right? Yeah.
That's all good.
Yeah.
Well, word up, Howard. Awesome.
Word.
All right, Tony. Next, what do you got?
All right, guys. So, You can be fined in San Diego if you keep your Christmas lights up past February 2nd. True or false?
That's false. I grew up in Mira Mesa, and they're up all year.
Are they?
No, I'm just kidding. There are some houses that have them up all year. But
That's what my mom did.
Yeah.
She just turned them off.
That's it. I can't. I actually, there's places I'm sure that do fine you, HOAs and things like that. But it can't be a city thing.
No, that's false.
False.
It is true.
Oh, what?
Really?
Yeah.
Dude.
They don't do a very good job.
Did they say what the fine is? How much?
No, they don't say
No.
that.
You know what? I'm going to have to look that up.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look that up.
These are some good questions, man. You guys are good.
Tony
seems like they
did
haven't-
his research.
Yeah, it seems like they haven't gone to Chula Vista because I can still see them right now.
Yeah, maybe they just sound like, look, they're not Christmas. Why do they have to be Christmas lights? These are different. Right on.
All right, so the first Ironman race was held in 1974 at Mission Bay, San Diego. True or false?
First Iron Man. Man, when I think Iron Man, I think of like Hawaii for whatever
Yeah,
reason. I feel like it started in Hawaii. Oh, but then again, you think of like the Marine Corps and the Navy SEALs, and you're like, I could see them doing an Iron Man here. I'm going to just go with my gut and say Hawaii, so I'm going to say false.
All right. I'll say true. I think that would.
It is false.
Hey,
It is
all
false.
right.
Yeah, it was the triathlon.
Triathlon.
Oh, so
okay.
the first triathlon was
Last
here.
year, yeah.
Do you know? Did it say where the first?
No, it doesn't say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
We'll have to look.
I'm going to Google it right now.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna
I
Google
like
this
it.
right.
It's got to be, I would imagine Hawaii Iron Man, right?
Yeah. Let me
Yeah.
see. First.
Sounds about right.
I mean, I haven't been doing so good on these sides.
Oahu.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Right.
Right on the money.
There it is.
With a last name like Diamond, can't go wrong. All right. Next.
All right, so the popular board game called The Game of Life was created in San Diego in 1948 by a school teacher, Eleanor Abbott. Abbott, I don't know how to
Eleanor
pronounce
Abbott.
it. Abbott, yeah.
Game of Life.
I'm just going to say true because I have no idea.
1948. That's true.
That's false.
It's false.
Yeah,
We do
yeah, it
anything
was
else?
false. It was Candyland
God.
Oh, Candyland.
So she invented Candyland
in
wow.
San Diego.
in San Diego. yeah.
Interesting.
Man.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, so-
We're both getting like an education
Yeah,
on
we are.
San Diego.
These
All
are
right.
great.
All right, so last one, guys. So
Okay.
the WD-40, right? You guys know
Yep.
that, right? The WD-40 was invented in San Diego in 1953 by the Rocket Chemical Company. True or false?
Rocket Chemical Company. I'm going to say true.
Say true as well.
It is true.
All
It is
right. Nice job.
All right.
All right.
Congratulations,
So
guys.
now, did you keep score?
I did not.
Okay. Honestly, I think we tied
we
up
tied.
there.
Yeah, you guys pretty tired.
Because I know, that was good.
You
That
guys
was good.
answered the same thing, and
I think so.
a few. So
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of hard to keep it.
Very nice.
Sweet.
That was good, man. I was stumped. That was
Yeah,
good.
that was, we're gonna be winning free drinks
I like
and
it.
bars.
Yeah.
You know, absolutely. Love that. All right, well,
That was a fun twist. I like that.
yeah. No, I mean, I like to. It can't be all business,
No,
right?
no way, man.
Got to make it fun.
And
right?
you got to have fun, man. Too much. Life's too serious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
gotta have fun.
Yeah, well, but before we came in here, we were talking a little bit about what other kind of stuff you like to do.
Yep.
You mentioned you're going to go see Ziggy Marley pretty soon.
Yeah.
You mentioned you play a little guitar.
Yep.
So outside of real estate and all that, what's life look like? You
Man,
got little kids.
yeah. Before the baby came, it was definitely travel. I mean, my wife and I, we travel a lot. We've been to some beautiful, beautiful places, and now the baby's about to be 2. COVID locked us down for a year, right? But we're going to Hawaii next month, so traveling is still a big thing. I like to paddleboard. Anything with my daughters, obviously fun. I'm not a good surfer, but I'd like to get out there and surf in the summer. I'm not really a winter surfer. I have some buddies that try to get me out at 6 a.m. and I'm like, it's too cold. I'm good on that.
Yeah.
So those things, obviously getting around my friends. Like I said, I got a big group of friends here. So anytime I can get time with them is great.
Do you sell them? Do you handle all their real estate too? All your boys?
For the most part, yeah. For the most part, I do.
Yeah.
I've got a couple in escrow with some of my really close boys right now.
Okay.
So yeah, it's nice to, and my boys, one own a garage door company. Shout out to Coastal Garage Doors.
Coastal Garage Doors.
So, and then one owns a termite company, so we got a bunch of different, so it's nice. It keeps it in the family, right? So, and they're all, and we all do good business, right? Yeah. It's like we all run our business the same. We don't want to ruin our reputation. So, it's nice to be aligned with friends, and they're going to handle your clients well. Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, like getting out and spend time with my wife, and just having a good time. That's it. Man. Yep. Trying not to take life too serious. Besides when you're in the business part of it, right?
Yeah. So speaking of that, we were just talking about meditation.
Yep.
I'm curious, I know real estate agents are busy. I know it's high stress.
Yep.
I know it's not always easy. I know you make your own income. I know that you are accountable for a lot. How when things do go wrong, or when you're feeling a lot of pressure, how do you cope with that? How do you calm down? How do you regulate emotions? Are you a stoic? It's like, do you look at stoicism? Are there podcasts you like to listen to? What do you do?
Man, for me, music's always been a big outlet for me. Like I can just go, like I said, put on the music in the car and crank it a little bit and kind of let my head just kind of go away. Or just tune out to like dumb stuff. And, a lot of people, Howard Stern's got, Howard Stern's an excellent interviewer.
Amazing.
And I love just listening to his interviews will help me tune out, but obviously going for taking the baby on a walk, or going down to the ocean and just listening, bring a Bluetooth speaker, listen to some music. And that's usually, the ocean is my therapy, right?
Yeah.
If I can get to the ocean, just listen to waves crash.
Yeah.
I don't think there's better therapy in the world than that.
For sure. No, it's totally majestic, which is funny because I'm still blown away by it.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people that live here that thing.
Oh man, I'm still blown away. I mean, I still go to watch the sunset, and it's still every time you're there, I ask myself, why don't I do this more, right? Because it is that.
I take my kid every weekend.
Do you really?
Yeah, my daughter and I. But so have you heard about grounding or earthing?
No.
So earthing is a big, I was just mentioning, I'm a big meditation guy, a big spiritual guy. And so I'm, interested in this kind of natural medicine and things like that. But, we vibrate.
Yep.
And the earth vibrates. And so there's this whole movement about earthing, which basically says that, modern day life, we're disconnected from the earth.
Yeah.
We got shoes on. We're in offices. We don't touch trees. We don't touch and connect with the earth enough.
Yeah.
So I've always been curious. I was doing some research on this, and I noticed that when I go to the beach, I take my shoes off. I put my feet in the sand. So I'm connected with the earth. The sun is on me. And you feel better.
Oh man.
You naturally feel better. And so they're saying the earth vibrates and you absorb those electrons.
That makes complete sense to me.
Right?
Yeah. There's nothing the first thing you do, you plop your butt in the sand and you take your shoes off and you dig your feet into the sand as much as you can, right?
Yeah. And you do feel better.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's that sand gets cooler as you get lower, and it starts to fill your whole body. It just brings your body of calm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's great, man.
Yeah. So I've noticed that. Yeah. Look
that's
into
really cool.
it.
Yeah.
You can even buy an earthing mat. I actually have one.
Oh, sweet.
Where, you find a grounded outlet, you plug it in, you put it below you, or you can sleep with it. But I have mine at my home office. I just put my feet on it.
Oh, wow. And does it vibrate?
No, it doesn't. It's you can't feel anything, but it's grounded directly into the earth.
Oh, trip.
And I mean, some people might laugh and be like,
no, I think that's really cool.
No, I mean, I'm always trying to do, stuff like that. And especially I don't know, I don't spend a ton of time outdoors.
Right.
I just don't.
Yeah.
Tony, are you a big outdoors guy?
Yes, totally. Yeah. I like camping, going to the beach, hiking. I like to get lost in the forest.
Yes,
that happened to me once.
Oh yeah.
I don't do enough of that. So no. I mean, but the beach, that is one way. So I'll make sure, especially if I'm feeling depressed, I'm gonna go try to connect with the earth.
Yeah, I mean that's why Maui I'm looking so forward to is just going for 7 days, and the plan is there is no plan. Right? The plan is to take a nap when the baby takes a nap. Come back and hit that second half of the year running, because it's I'm feeling myself hitting that mid-year fatigue, right? Yeah. And we all need that reset. I mean,
Maui's awesome.
I've never been to Hawaii. I've been lucky to travel all over, but never gone to Hawaii. So I'm excited about that. But I mean, I'm looking at it as a play with the baby, nap with the baby, go to sleep when the baby goes to sleep, and just that's it. And just earthing.
Yeah,
that's it.
Earthing. Yeah.
So I'm gonna actually probably get a book on that, honestly, and read into it. It's pretty cool.
You should. Yeah. I mean, there's lots. I mean, you can just Google it.
My phone is going away. I don't want anything to do with my phone.
Yeah. Good for you, man.
Yeah. So
good for you.
So that's a nice part of having a team, right? Can have people help you out there. So
So I mean, do you have people that run your social media?
For the social media, I do. I mean, for me, it's I don't know, like, not to poo-poo on anybody, but I always kind of laugh when people says they can't manage their own social media. Because to me, I think it's like one of the simplest things to do. It's like there's a post, copy and paste some hashtags.
Yeah.
You're done with it, right? And it's like you can do that from when you wake up in the morning without even having to think about it. So like that's something I've always done. Obviously have a great company that manages the website. Got a great team, great business partner. John Stenberg has been in the business for 32 years.
Yeah, well, you've got tell us about that.
Yeah, so John Stenberg and I, he's been in the business 32 years. He's had mortgage companies, escrow companies. He's been a coach, mentor. So we have him. We have Manuel Sanchez, who has a beautiful $5 million listing right now. We have Helen, who's from Wales originally. I worked with her at Sotheby's and then at Compass. She's amazing. We have Tony Carenzo, who's an Emmy Award-winning producer.
Wow.
Actually. And he's got a bunch of credits with Disney. And I mean, you look him up, he's got a ton of different accolades. And then we have Andrew, who comes from a marketing and advertising background, who's an agent. So surrounded by some good
got a
people.
Good team.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And sorry to steal your thunder on that. Yeah.
No, not at all. No, that's why I wanted to ask you about that. But I mean, definitely, it's good to have different people on the team that have different skill sets.
And I think so that's the nice thing is we all come from a different area of expertise, right? We all had something before real estate. Well, besides John. John's been in this since he was 18, but everybody else, Manuel sold Porsches, for Porsche. And, Andrew did stuff with Microsoft for advertising, and, Tony did film. So, and Helen's a masseuse. So like we all come from these different backgrounds. So like together we can actually help each other out.
You got a masseuse on stage?
Yeah, exactly. I know. I told her, I was like, hey,
look, the old neck's a little stiff.
Yeah. And then the nice thing about our team too, which is beautiful, is we have Tony's in Carlsbad. I'm in Encinitas. Helen's in, she has a house in Encinitas, but she lives in Claremont. Andrew's in Point Loma. John and Manuel are down south. Yeah. So we got the whole coast covered, and then we can just kind of head inland if we need to. So it's nice.
Yeah,
so
I love that.
Once we get back to normal, the 5's a pain in the butt. So it's nice to have a team member be like, hey, I got somebody who wants to see it. They only can see it in 30 minutes. So call somebody else, and then we can get to them.
That's great.
Yeah. So that's
nice. Great.
Yeah.
That's true customer service.
Yeah,
right there.
Absolutely.
Well, before we close the curtains, I just want to ask you. Let's say that you're giving advice to somebody who's just starting their journey in real estate.
Yeah.
I mean, you're where you're at with your success and your experience. And then you got somebody else coming in, and they're going to be, riding this journey, and with, technology and everything changes. What do you tell them? What advice do you give them?
Man, so when I got back into real estate, like I said, the market collapsed, and I closed my doors. I was burned out. I was single. I was 29, living in PB, living on my own. And so I kind of I actually worked for Red Bull for a while, and then I decided to go back into real estate. I always knew I wanted to go back. But then I was like, where's my book of business? And I was like, I don't have a book of business. And I was like, sure I do. It's my sphere of influence that I've known forever.
Yep.
And it's Facebook.
Yep.
Right. So I'd start to reach out to people on Facebook, and starting this business, my wife actually called me the couch realtor because I didn't have anything going on. I was twiddling my thumbs half the time. Right. And they say that, the majority of agents fail within that first year because it's a grind. And especially living in such an expensive city, I mean, you just got to stick with it. You got to do as many open houses as possible. You really got to do that like 5-5-4, where you're reaching out to, like, even if it's just friends, if you have no past clients, reach out to friends, let them know what you do, let them know that you're here to help any way you can. Go to broker caravans, do open houses, get on a team, and learn from people that have been doing it.
Yeah.
My mentor says success leaves clues, and it's no joke. There's a bunch of agents I can name off my hand who I looked up to, even though they didn't know I did. I looked up to them. I still look up to them because they've done big things in this business for a while.
Yeah.
And so I'm taking the clues that the successes they've left, and then tweaking to my own,
Sure.
So, but you got to grind. I mean, you got to grind. I mean, I sold from Huntington Beach to Imperial Beach, from Lake Elsinore to Alpine. Now I don't have to do that, but
but there was a time.
I didn't care, man. You got to hustle. So, awesome. I mean, that's the biggest thing. It's just hustle and stay consistent, and don't get lazy. You get a nice check, don't stop, because I've done that too. You you can't stop. So.
Awesome. Well, anybody's trying to get into real estate or you're just starting your journey, rewind the last minute and a half. You heard it from Tim Diamond. Tim, thanks for being here. Where can we get in touch with you? How how do we reach out? Where do we follow your social? Tim's got some great videos.
Yeah.
Everybody check out the Premier Club, man, like that.
Yeah, I'm Tim Diamond _ realtor is Instagram, Tim Diamond Facebook, the Diamond Group, Facebook, the.diamond.group, Instagram, and phone number 619-888-9333. And website is the Diamond Group SD for San Diego.com. So love to help. We got a great team and we can help however you, I'm always happy to give advice to agents too, you know. I'm happy to help people how I can, man. Yeah,
so check Tim out. If he's got something that you want, reach out to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. That's great. Well, thanks so much.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Check us out. The What's Next podcast. It's at the What's Next Pod on Instagram, Facebook. You guys, you can get this podcast anywhere you like to stream. So, Apple, Spotify, and what have you. YouTube, we're all over the place. So if you like this episode, go check out the other episodes and go ahead and follow, subscribe, and like and comment. We appreciate you. Give us a good review if you're into it. Tony, that's all I got. Do you have any parting words before we roll out here?
I don't know, man. Have a great day. And like you said, just hustle.
Grind. Thank you, Tony.
Grind. Yeah. All right, let's do it, baby. Tony, take us out.
We sit down with real estate agents and talk about how the industry is changing, thriving with technology. We look at strategy. We love it. Welcome to What's Next podcast.